I hear you. Mama ducky! Come on! Get over here! My poor duckies. I missed feeding them for a week. And came over here yesterday and the day before and they're going crazy. Look at somebody left trash here. Pigs. Come here, babies! Come to mommy! It's almost nighttime. They're probably pissed at me. They're like, you stay away for a week and now you're feeding us late? Let me turn my lights off. Come here, babies! Mama ducky! Mama ducky! Come here! Come here, Mama ducky! You! I'm talking to you! Come here! Get this bag open. Come here, Mama ducky! Come on! Come on, Mama ducky! Come on! Come on, Mama ducky! There you go. Come on. Well, come here. You want it on the ground? You don't want to eat out of my hand? Come here. Come on, Mama ducky. So last night I was here, probably feeding him for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And come here. Come here, you guys. Let me throw it on the ground. Oh, because I can't hold this bag and keep trying to do this. Anyways, come here, you guys. Come here, duckies. Get out of the water. Come here. So anyways, I'm feeding them. And this woman with her, she must have been like 7 or 8 years old, daughter, they see me feeding them by hand and they pull up really slow and the daughter goes to get out of the car and the mother says to her, she's like, be quiet, so you don't scare them. And the minute the ducks saw her, the little girl, they all flew in the water and the mother was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I'm like, I can call them right back to me. So I told the little girl to stand by me. So she come over and she stood by me and I called the ducks. I'm like, come on, Mama ducky. And I'm like, Huey, Louie, Dewey, and I'm calling them and they all come back in. So I start putting food on the ground close to me. And every time the girl would like even inhale or breathe, they would fly back in the water. They wouldn't go near this little girl whatsoever. And I put food in her hand and she came over here with like, what do you want to call it? She had, I don't know, cheese potato chips or something. But she was crunching them up and trying to feed the ducks. They wanted nothing to do with her. I felt so bad for this little girl. Because when I was little, I still am. I'm an animal lover. And if I saw somebody like feeding animals and they just wouldn't come near me, yeah, I'd be like upset. So I was just telling her, I said, okay, sit on the ground. I said, I'll put some food in front of you and see if they'll come up to you. And I put food on the ground in front of her. Nope. They weren't having it. They will not go near anybody. And this is the second time it's happened. I brought my friend Sharon over here with me one time to feed him. And I put food in Sharon's hand. She stood there for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. One of the ducks took like a little nibble out of her hand and then they all took off, away from her. And I had to call them back. But when the little girl was here last night, I had to call them into the lake like probably 5 to 7 times. And the mother's just sitting there apologizing left and right. She's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, interrupt you. I'm like, trust me. I'm like, they get fed well. I'm like, they'll keep coming every time I call them. I'm like, I go, if your daughter just sits still, I'm like, they'll come up to her eventually. But no, they were here for about a half hour. And they just wouldn't go near this little girl. And she was so sweet. This little girl holding a bag of potato chips in her hands trying to get the ducks to be fed. And nope, they weren't having it. My little babies weren't having it. Were you? Come here. It's raining out tonight, so I don't plan on staying here. So I'm going to throw it on the ground. Come here, Mama. Want to eat out of my hand? Mama ducky. Mama ducky. Come here. Come here, Mama ducky. Come on. Come here. Don't shove it down that hard. You're going to choke. I'm surprised your brothers aren't coming up to me. But yeah, when they stopped, I had the 3 males from my yard, Huey, Louie, and Dewey, the green-headed ones there, eating from my hand, and her, Daphne. Well, I just call her Mama Ducky, but technically when she was in my yard I called her Daphne, so it was Huey, Louie, Dewey, and Daphne. But now I just call her Mama Ducky. But that poor little girl, she's just watching them eat out of my hand, and all she wants is for them to take a potato chip from her, and they were like, oh, no, we're not going near her. They just know me. They know my car. The minute I start even driving up here, they see my red car and they start squawking. No, that's... Ducks don't squawk. They quack. There we go. They start quacking as soon as they see my red car. These my little babies. Mama Ducky, come up this way. It's actually looking a lot brighter on my phone than it is outside. It's actually dark out. So I'm kind of surprised that they're all up here. Well, some of them are still in the water. You guys going back in for the night? Here, I'm going to leave some on the ground for you. This is good. I only went through half a bag of food tonight. Come here. Putting this on the ground for you guys. And your mama's out of here. I'm out of here. Bye, Mama Ducky.